Hey, good morning, everybody. We're just about ready to get going here. There I am. Okay. So yeah, we rebounded yesterday on the stocks, so that was good. I was just checking things out. All of my swing positions are much better off, which is good, and I really do expect that things are going to keep going up. We may have some ups and downs, but as far as the chips stocks and the memory for those chips and everything to do with those chips, I believe we have nothing but good news. That's just my personal feeling about that. Let me check our lag on this. Wow, that seemed longer. Let me try that again. Yeah, no, it's about 4 seconds. Okay. So we're lagging about 4 seconds. All right, this is the professor with Day Trading for Success. If you're new here, and I'll be doing some live trading of large cap stocks. You're looking at kind of a messy screen right now, which we're going to straighten up in a minute. This is on Thinkorswim, a 1 minute chart. Down here, I have multiple 5 minute charts that are looking at different stocks. You can see they're linked to different colors here, yellow, red, and blue. Right now I have up Apple, Tesla, and Palantir. I think I'm going to change those slightly. Let me make the screen a little bit bigger. This is my active trader where you will see me take trades on. Probably if I was going to trade this stock, it would be like 100 shares. This is the level 2. This is another 5 minute 10-day chart, and down here is a reduced day chart. So guys, I did work on the script a bit that we're going to be putting out for free for like a short period of time if it works today. So make sure you stay tuned for when I will just verbally announce where you can find that. So that means you have to watch this video or stay glued to it. It probably won't be today, but sometime soon, today or tomorrow, if it is working. So anyway, yeah, we're focusing on large cap, mega cap stocks over a minimum of a $25 billion market cap. You need to have a little bit of background if you're going to try to trade along, but really remember, I'm not a financial advisor, so you should speak to somebody licensed. I can't give you advice to trade. So you should always have a day trading plan. On that plan, you should have a maximum loss per trade, a maximum loss for the day. You should log every trade. You should be trading in a simulator first and make sure you're making money in the simulator and getting green before you try to trade live. And really, if you're nervous or shaking or sweating and you still want to go live, take it all the way down to 1 share, whatever it takes, where you just don't care. Like you can trust yourself without caring, because you want to get in the zone, like Mark Douglas says, Trading in the Zone. I have a link to that book. You kind of want to get into that zone where you're trusting yourself, and if you're just too afraid of your share size, that's not going to happen. So you're going to want to go lower shares until you just get that feeling, and then you can always come back to you. I often find, and I trade a day that on a certain day where it's just so much harder than another day to call the data, and then other days I think it's so simple, I can't believe anybody's having trouble, so it's all in our head how this works, right? But I do think that price action is harder to call. I'm an indicator driven trader, so you'll see me use indicators. It's interesting to watch the videos out. Tired of indicators? Indicators don't work. It's like, okay, well then you're reading historical data, right? You're reading patterns, right? So are you just taking notes, or how are you taking your trades if you're not looking at what happened in the past? So you can learn what happened in the past with this stock, whether it be 1 minute back, 5 minute back, 1 hour back, 4 hour back, a day, 2 weeks, a year, 10 years. You're looking at something, right? Unless you're doing fundamental analysis on what you expect this stock to do, this company, how this company is going to perform with their earnings calls and their guidance. If you're thinking about that, you're certainly not scalping that information, right? You can't scalp that information. Guys, I've been trading long enough to know when they first were coming up with patterns, they called it witchcraft. And now You can't find any stock show on TV. You can't find any professional trader that isn't glued to the previous patterns of a stock, whether they're finding the average true range through their ATR. I just did a great video about that. You should watch it. The Fibonacci levels, I just did a video about that all in the last week here. I've been putting these out. You know, they're looking at the Fibonacci levels, nature's mathematical formula. They're looking at that. They're looking at the VWAP, the volume weighted average price, where most of the capital is sitting in a stock. I'll give you an example on this chart here. Let me blow this up. So this red line right here is the VWAP in the mix of all this other crap you're seeing. And I just did a video about that and how the price action is drawn back to that, because that's where the big institutions have the capital and they don't want it to go too far away from that. So they'll throw in their algorithms. And I talk about that in that video, about how you have to, how do you know when it's above the VWAP that it's going to come back, that it's a false breakout? How do you know? Well, there's an easy way to tell, and I go over that in the video. So you don't expect fast moves to bring you back to a VWAP level, the price level, but it's there. So, but my point is, but there is, it will go back if it's a false breakout. I don't want to just end incorrectly there. So historical data is all we really have, right? So patterns is all we really have. So all indicators is pointing out those patterns. That's all. There's no mystical thing. There's no, if you can figure it out on your own, take notes on a piece of paper, that's great. You are now become your own indicator. It's a type of ignorance when you see these videos that come out and they're usually selling something that say you don't need historical data to trade. There is nothing else, right? If you're day trading and scalping, there's nothing else. You have very short term. You can look seconds back, 1 minute back, 5 minutes back, which is typically what I'm doing. So you're fine honing your historical data, and then you find indicators that really give you that quick historical data. Can you rely on it to repeat the pattern? Absolutely not. Can you rely on the indicators to be right all the time? Absolutely not. And nobody ever says that, but they're right a lot of the time, and you can rely on the patterns a lot of the time. So, what you're really looking for is multiple indications that the pattern is going to repeat, whether it be your estimated moving average crossovers or a lineup, or your simple moving average lineup. If you're getting close to an ATR, quarter level, half level, full level, which is the average true range of the stock over a 14-day period. Whether the relative strength index it's saying it's overbought or oversold. Wow, that's a lot of stuff to keep track of, right? And I just touched the tip of the iceberg, right? So can you see that on a 1 minute chart or a 5 minute chart and just go like, oh yeah? No. Not unless you're, some people can actually, and I'm pretty good at it too. But having something tell you, hey, this is where you're at with the relative strength index. This is where you're at with your crossover of the EMAs and SMAs. This is where you're at with your volume. It increased when it went that way, and it decreased when it went this way, and it did, so those type of things can just be put down in indicators, and so you don't have to think. So I'm showing you to train yourself that you might only want 1 or 2 of the 10 indicators I see, because the other stuff you just get. You don't need an indicator for it. You don't want to muck up your screen, right? But I will say that the most important of all, and I'm about to make a video about that, is just a general video about historical data, which is pattern reading. Pattern reading, and I don't mean like the day trading pattern playbook, which is a great book for reading candlestick actual patterns, but I mean longer term patterns. And by that I just mean 5 minute up to 1 day, marking where the stock has abruptly stopped and turned around, where there's void in liquidity or liquidity pool areas where there's consolidating, where big firm algorithms are going to be adjusting the price for you, whether you like it or not, by dropping hundreds of thousands of shares and moving that stock. So, learning how to read this data is the key to becoming one of the keys to becoming a successful day trader. And then the other is, of course, controlling yourself and your day trading plan. You need to have a day trading plan. Absolutely. You know, you need to follow your day trading plan. That is the single most difficult thing to do ever, because us as a species, we don't like rules. We want to make our own rules, and we think we know best, right? When, you know, it gets to a bad trade and you go, I don't want to lose because I think it's going to turn around. You guys all know what I'm talking about, but there might be one or two people that tuned in that don't know. And, you know, that's who I'm trying to reach right now, being the teacher in me, former math teacher. You know, I know it's a struggle to control yourself and follow your day trading plan. It's also a struggle to understand the data, but that you can conquer a lot easier than controlling yourself. Most people can conquer understanding the data, and the indicators, of course, help you do that. So you're going to see a lot of indicators here. Whether you choose to use them or not, that's entirely up to you, but I think it's a good move, especially in the beginning. So I'm a coder, and I code for Charles Schwab Thinkorswim platform. And I know what I'm talking about, and I code for people hire me at prop firms to code for indicators to teach new traders how to trade. And you're going to see some of those today that have been bought and paid for that you can get with links. But the big money was paid for by prop firms and big traders that needed this stuff to show their other traders as training wheels how to understand this data. It's just that simple. There's no mystical stuff I'm talking about here. So if you've never traded before, you're completely confused. If you're looking at this layout, you're completely confused. I have 400 videos, so start watching. I grew up in the Bahamas, and I have a whole group of traders, students that trade in the Bahamas, and they basically said that, you know, when we were trading live, that they didn't get it until they started watching the video archives. That's when they really started to get it. The trading archives, where you see, you know, demonstration videos where you're seeing me make $10,000 to $15,000 in 30 minutes trading with these types of indicators and the different types of scalping strategies, whether it be the RV strategy from Day Trading Volume 1, or whether it be Day Trading Volume 4, trading at the open, or whether it be this newest one I'm showing that I'm calling the Strike and Recoil, which is, traders might call it the push and retrace. I'm calling it the Strike and Recoil, and what we're looking for here is like the stock to go one direction, up or down, like a snake striking, like it's going really fast. You go the opposite direction because it's about to recoil. It's about to recoil. And the thing with large cap and mega cap stocks is they constantly recoil. And that's why trading them is so easy. It's so conservatively safe. If you've made your PDT, if you have $25,000 in your account, that means you have $100,000. You can trade 50 to 400 shares of these stocks and get the share size you need to make $100 a day, $200 a day, whatever it might be, $500 a day, $5,000. I mean, I remember when I first started scalping, because I was more of a swing trader or a long-time trader for many, and then before that, I just invested in closely held corporations that hadn't gone public yet. So I've been trading for, like, God, 40 years. And I've watched the changes that have happened. But now, and I'm old, and I just lost my train of thought. So I forget what I was saying. But I covered a lot there. Hang on. So we're about to go live right now, and I was on a roll there, and I interrupted myself. And I forgot what I was saying. But anyway, yeah, I was talking about the Strike and Recoil. Large cap stocks consistently retrace. Consistently. So it's a very conservative way to trade, and you do have the money to do. A lot of people go, $181 stock, how can I possibly do that? Well, you just want 50 shares or 100 shares, and if you've made the PDT, then you can do it. And before you know it, I know what I was saying. I was saying when I first started, my big goal was to make $1,000 a day, and I thought that would be nearly impossible to to get to. And then I started trading with other traders, and basically became like a professional quarterback where I call the trades for other people and trade in large groups. I have Zoom here. I'm streaming here live. More people are coming on YouTube stream as we're speaking. And then I got to $5,000 a day. That was my goal. I got to the 1,000, and then I had many breakout days. So you can dream it, and then you work hard, and you can do it. Now we're pulling back a bit to the essence of what scalping really is, the strike and recoil, whether you call it buy the dip. It's not, what it is not is momentum trading, where you buy high, sell higher, where you're chasing a move. We want consolidation. We're in a range with a ceiling and a floor, and we want to find that ceiling for a short period of time and find that floor for a short period of time. Go short off the ceiling, play it so it's going to go down, and go long off the floor. And then if it starts to move, what I call channel hopping to another channel, so that ceiling and floor make a channel, then we slow down, wait for the consolidation, and we get another 5 or 10 minutes of that consolidation. And if you go with a bigger range like the RV strategy, where you're not just looking for 25 cents or 50-cent channels, the RV strategy might go for $1, $2, even $3 channels in between Fibonacci levels, and you will watch it retrace those bigger levels as well if you have the patience and the temperament to stay with those bigger moves and lower your share size. So it's not, because you can be down thousands of dollars. I mean, I have sometimes when I trade those, I have $2,000 max loss. Sounds crazy, right? I'll go down $2,000 on this 1 minute trade. That's my max loss, because I believe, in those kind of movements. Now, markets slowed down a little bit since we traded that way like 6 months to a year ago, but there's still stocks that do that. But, you don't want to think about that being momentum stocks where you're jumping on those fast moving that are just going one way, up or down, based on a catalyst, based on news. That is definitely a way to trade, and a lot of traders trade that very successfully. I don't know about a lot, but some traders can trade that very successfully, a handful. Maybe I bet less than 50, honestly, but I don't know. I mean, there's now 10 million day traders, and it's growing fast. Some people call them retail traders. And they say they're 25% of now what's influencing the market. Well, that's huge. It used to be like 5%. So we're getting stronger as scalpers. So anyway, that's my shtick. I'm sticking with it. So right now, guys, we're going to go over the stocks, and I have to pick what I'm going to trade at the open. Let's do a quick recap of how we're doing. So yesterday I did come back on, and I traded a bit more, and I got up to 288, I think. Yeah, so there's where I ended. Or is that 284? I can't read it. It's too small for me. 284. Yeah, so the week now is 1,240. I mean, the 6 days is 1,248. We're going to pay your mortgage, which is really an average of 2,200. So we're well on our way to that. And you'll notice that you'll see most traders will have red days, and they brag on YouTube about how they're being transparent and showing their red days. That's great. It doesn't actually prove that they're trading live, but I don't have many red days. There's nothing weird going on. You're going to see me trade live and not go red. And that's through years and years and years of experience, and knowing that, and really with lower share size, I feel so confident and safe, when I'm trading under 500 shares, to not have a red day. Now, I probably just jinxed myself, because of course it can happen. It can happen to anybody, right? So I don't want to sound like I got a big ego. I'm very humble, because everything's happened to me. Everything bad that could happen in trading has happened. I mean, I've lost $100,000 in minutes, so it can happen. Yeah, it happens to me. But I try to avoid those, and you'll see that when we trade along with me, I picked this stock, which came out originally, this strategy, which came out originally in Day Trading Volume 1. If you don't have it, you should definitely get it, which is called the RV strategy, and it was put together by a group of traders that basically tried to find a way that was safe for beginners by trading a stock that if you got it wrong, it's going to come back to your price most of the time, not all of the time. That's why max loss is important. but most of the time. So what we really want to find when we're trading this is we want to find a bias, meaning which way do we generally expect that stock to go today? All right, the day when we're trading it, so that we mostly take the trades, we're recoiling in the correct direction. Now you'll see me go both ways, because I'll look at the level 2 and I'll go like, am I getting the price action to, pick me up? And I might add to I go in just 25% of my share size usually, so I can scale in, which comes from swing trading. I can scale into my position. Some people say never add to your, I don't know if these are actually professional traders that say this stuff, but they say stuff like never add to your position. Well, I don't know what they're talking about. You may never want to add to your position. It's how you trade, right? But if you're only going in 25% of your position, you got a lot of room to add. And I think it comes from the mindset of like, if it's going against you, why are you going to make it worse for you? Well, you look at the data. If it looks like it's going to continually go against you, then don't add to your position. Don't add. Absolutely. But if you feel confident enough that enough indicators are coming up, they're at the bottom of the worst it can get for you, and it starts to make that turn, then, the indicators are starting to say it's about to make that turn, then it might be worth scaling in. But you've got to do what's best for you. Like I said before, I'm not a licensed financial advisor, and you should really seek the advice of somebody that is. I'm just going to trade the way I trade. You guys can do what you want to do your own due diligence, be careful, and make sure you're greening the simulator first. Okay, so let's go over the news that's been put together here. So, and we'll be trading in just a few minutes. We got 7 minutes roughly. So the oil war and the oil still driving volatility. But expecting both the, everything to go up. The QQQ, the SPY, and the SMH, which is the new one I've added here, all to go up today. Remember, NVIDIA's got that big announcement, got that big show, the developer conference on the 16th through the 19th of this month. This is the first time they said the Fed is not expected to cut rates immediately due to rising oil prices. So I don't know, because that's in just a few days. So unless that comes way down, then they're probably right, which stinks. But because that would really, the market would explode if they cut it by 25 or 50 basis points. But they're worried about inflation signals right now. So, but I still think the ones I'm holding the swings on, which is NVIDIA and MU, are both about to just skyrocket. So we'll wait and see. I'm holding them into bigger money. Our total bias for today, I'm looking at the other news, and it's not really anything that's going to affect our large cap trading. So QQQ, SPY, SMH all long, NVIDIA, Apple long, Tesla short, interesting, Palantir long, AMD long, MU long, Broadcom long, Taiwan Semiconductor long. All of these I'm about to name are long, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Baba, Iron, and then Intel is short. And CRCL is long, CCL long, Oracle long, Wells Fargo, WFC is long, and then NVO is neutral short biased, SMCI long, Hood long, Coin long, MSTR long, Marvel long, CRWV long, and AG long. These are all ones that hit the scanners, so that I have coded in. This is the consolidation scanner. These are the main ones we're going to be looking at that hit the scanner. So we know they're going to have over 100,000 in volume in a 1 minute candle, which is so important. I'm going to be watching where it opened and what the mark is to see. If it's flying right up, I may try to trade it at the open, or try to trade it long biased. I pretty much only trade the open long biased. I don't recommend you ever trade the open. That's my advice to you guys. You do what you want to do. It's very risky. But basically, I'm looking for the open price and the mark price after 15 minutes to be almost the same. Very little movement, because then we know we're getting consolidation. So today, right now, I think that Apple's was just going down, which is interesting. They're calling Apple short. No, they're calling Apple long. Let's take a look at Apple right now on the 5 minute. I need to find a stock. Now you're seeing the new indicator. These are day support levels, the white jagged line. The yellow line is the Fibonacci on 10-day 5-minute chart. And then I kept a couple of price levels marked from the last couple of days. This is a 5-minute 10-day chart. So I'm looking at the action here. So I do think that Apple has room to go up. I think I might go with Apple today on my opening trade. So let me get that set up. I was thinking about that earlier. I didn't just come to that quick conclusion, but I wanted to make sure it was long. It was predicting it, the bias to be long. What I'm going to look a lot at is what that new indicator shows me, because it already is showing on the 5-minute the pre-market high and low and middle. So it's probably going to say a short bias because it's below the middle. But we're close to, this is the low ATR. I mean, that's the half ATR. That's the quarter ATR. I'm interested to see. I've recoded that scanner. That indicator to be what I think is going to be a more accurate bias. I added a few more data points, and I got it to work correctly, I think, because I did it during the open market yesterday. Over the weekend, I couldn't test it, so it was a little off. Okay, where are you? So you see a lot of data here, but when oh, the market didn't open yet. Well, it looked like the market opened when I looked at that 5-minute. That was interesting. Wow. It interests me more in Apple, I got to tell you. I think we're going to go long on that. We'll cut it down to 50 shares at the open, just in case I get that wrong. Why won't this move? Here we go. Okay. That's the same stock. I'm just getting these ready in the few minutes that I have. Come on, guys. Tesla is one I marked up like crazy this morning because I am interested in it again. That's where I got up to the 288 very, very quickly yesterday. And it could be one that just takes off. It says that Tesla is supposed to go short, though, so that's interesting. We got 1 minute to go. I'm going to stick with Apple. Good luck today, guys. Be careful. Follow your rules. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, but you've got to do what's best for you. Palantir is continually just going up because that's going to work better for what's going on with the war. Okay, we have 30 seconds before this chart goes haywire, and I'm probably going to just jump in instantly on this. Very curious. I'm just going to buy the bid almost instantly here. It might not pick me up if it doesn't dip first. So let's see what happens. It's a big risk, 50 shares. But, you know, Apple doesn't move that much. So, you know, what the worst I can go is 100 down, maybe 200, worst case basis. But we don't want that to happen. So it wouldn't pick me up. You saw how I tried to get in instantly? There it goes. Okay. So let's see. Now I'm prepared to add to this. Trying to get a good opening trade, not get too greedy here. It's only 50 shares, so we really shouldn't expect it to go up more than like 25 bucks on this trade, maybe. Let's see, there was 19. I'll take that. See if I can get it. 29.50. All right. So we did good at the open. I did call the biased right, which was good. So what is it? Oh, it still says neutral here. That is not working correctly. Why is that not working? Now, this should actively change as maybe because it's just right in the center here. None of these are calling it correctly. That's what bothers me. That's what happened yesterday. So I went and looked at the data, and they should have all been neutral based on my guideline. I'm just checking this indicator right now, guys. I've worked so hard to call the bias in this stuff, but these stocks are right in the middle because we are dealing with consolidating stocks. So I definitely want to see this change. There's your market magnet way up here from previous action. Okay, so Tesla went straight up. Interesting. Palantir kind of went up and down. Let's take a look at NVIDIA is holding steady. Hopefully MU is climbing. Yeah, 399 already. So I need that to get into the mid 420s for me to make profit on my swings. I have a swing on another account that's going to pick up at like I think it's 419. We want to see that get up in the fours. It just broke 400. There's 401. Wow, it's moving fast. MU. I can't trade it because I already have it. I can't add to it. I can't. I'm at max prior to margin. I don't want to margin a swing trade. So, what's the SPY doing? Up $1. QQQ's up $2. Okay, what else? AMD is up $2. So yeah, the chip guys are going up like I had thought they would, which is interesting. So Apple's now continuing to go up. So on trading this type, now all these gray lines, if you're new here, these are $1.50 levels, kind of where it's a crowd mentality where they pick those levels to go in and out of it. So you don't want to try to micro trade that on a chart as much as at a level 2. You see where the price is, and then you look at how many shares are waiting. But the spread, well, I was just going to say the spread's only 7 cents. That is still going up here. Tesla's just out of control this morning. Is it going to hit that ATR and turn around? That would be a spot I would think it would turn around. I'm going to go over to Tesla early, guys, just to see if there's some opportunities there. Let me get a handle on this. So we just broke the pre-market high. It looks like we stopped at the fib just before the ATR, half ATR, which is, I wish I kind of was over here to catch that rejection because I think that's fairly standard that happens. And it's also dropping from the pre-market. So this may become untradeable for a few minutes. That's a 50 moving average up there too. Now it's going down. So now I can't really grab it until we get some ceiling and floor action here. I'm going to head up to 100 shares and try to make some money pretty quick on this. If I get the opportunities that stop dead at that fib, guys. 405, went up to 405.60. I'm looking at the Scalp Pro meter. It's a little early for most of these indicators to help. So we're going for historical data primarily. What's our news? They're addressing energy affordability. It's up 1.36%. Okay. Yeah, I'd be afraid to buy a dip yet on this. I need more floor verification on this stock. It might retrace the whole way and just go straight down. So predicted to go down today. I'm not 100% sure. If it's just energy concerns, maybe that's it. I know he announced his other SpaceX going public on the NASDAQ 100 in June. Hit the 9 moving average. See it? Here's our VWAP. I mean, this would be the spot, guys. If Tesla acted like a normal stock, this is where we'd want to take a long, is at this VWAP level, roughly, or right around 403. Ah, man, it broke it fast, huh? And we have an ATR down here. No, boy. Glad I waited a minute. It's 402.50 now. Now, there's your quarter ATR, and it is respecting it for now. MACD sending it down. That's based on EMA crossover. Wow, is that going to be our floor? I hope so. That would be outstanding, the ATR level. Then we can trade the long bounce off that. I will go short off this half ATR if it gets back up there, right around 406 really is where I'd go short. It's a little early to get a consolidating data. We're not really properly in the strike and recoil area. Usually that's after the 15 minutes into the market. Overall sentiment still, SPY's gone back down. Q is up $1. SPY's even money. Nvidia is even. Apple is $2 up. MACD's sending it back down. AMD is $1 down now. So yeah, it's just the typical seesaw. Or Palantir's $1 down. AMD's $1 up still. MU's up all the way up to 403. Okay, that could be our bottom, guys. Holding at the VWAP. Thinking about it down here. It's 402.32. Look at the recoils. The recoils are so high that there's big money to be made here if you catch it right. So I may have to buy in to get in because I'm not sure that will pick me up otherwise. Here's our next 5 minute. Right now everything's green but the most current 5 minute. This is good consolidating action here. This is potentially an easy trades coming up. Yes, I'm fidgeting. Yes, I have OCD on a chart. Leave me alone. See how the buyers went down with the volume? Right at that VWAP area there, huh? Not exactly compelling me to go long down here. Showing that it's about to go down, but I'm going to treat it as an opportunity. I'm going to go in. God. You see, that's the market. I just went for like $10 and I lost 30 cents. And it ruined my average, which is something we keep track of around here. Annoying. It did recoil. I just didn't catch it right. And then also, they don't fill us. You know, there's a little bit of shenanigans going on with the filling. So I think I'm going to try the bid now. All right. I tried to get in at 08. That's too long. I got to get out. Okay, that would have been fantastic if that had picked me up. I already would have been out for a nice profit there. So we're just going for roughly 120 a day. I've been trying to get it up a little higher than that for everybody, but that would pay an average mortgage of $2,200. So remember, if you make your goal, stop. Stop and find something else that you like to do. I know if you love trading like me, you just want to come back and trade. You just got to walk away with your money, bank it, and walk away and be happy with that. There's a passion. I want to make a profit today and have fun doing it. That's my passion. So this very slow consolidation is just great for us to trade this way. I'm just, that last little market fill burned me a bit, so I'm kind of keeping a close eye on how to do this. I feel like I still have to enter market or I just won't get in. And maybe go out on ask. Starting to feel more and more confident that we do have a floor here. That's the quarter ATR, which is a new thing that's been added with this new indicator. So we're looking here, market maker, anything around 402 or just above it would be someplace I'd want to buy in. If it doesn't jump up to 402.50 when I hit the button, you know. You try to get it on a down swale. Boy, is it using that VWAP for a ceiling or what? Excuse me. Wants to break it bad, boy. I need to get into this trade. It's going to break that. Yep, there it goes. I knew it. Darn. Just didn't go back to where I wanted it there. So there's the midpoint of the pre-market. Now, obviously, you can just draw that line. This new indicator does wonders by doing it for me. Can you give me another chance down there at the low 402s? I may take it higher just because it seems to be wanting to stay up there. Yeah. So I had a whole bunch of opportunities I've already missed. I hope some of you are catching them. Yeah, all because I lost 30 cents. I just suddenly stopped trading. Like, be more careful. All right. You know, the second I jump in up high, it's going to go boom. Because that puppet watches me. It's particularly after me. It has a vendetta. I truly believe this. It's a vendetta. The puppet is against me. I did this whole video, guys. It's been, I think, over a year now about how the market controls and called them, I called certain market makers the puppet, like evil, and I got threatened with a lawsuit. This little trader, just like, so I took that down. Does that make you think it was correct? Yeah, I wasn't going to battle them. Nope. I want to get along with them. I thought they'd be okay. You know, I thought they'd be okay with me calling it out. Oh, that was stupid. Remember, we're only seeing 40% of this, guys. They hide all the rest. Come on, give me a dip down there. Don't fool me with a fake dip. Get down there. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna try to sell the ask on a coil up. Now it's gonna go lower. Of course. See? As soon as I got in, that's what it did. So we have some support there, which is good. He was listening. Mostly, I could have had a much better position. That's what I'm pissed off about. All right. Well, the second trade made up for that 30 cent. Yes, I got out before it finished going all the way up, guys. That's the recoil. You don't go, you know, for the full length of the snake stretching out again. You just pocket some money. That's what you do. You pocket some money and find the next opportunity. Obviously, if I was trading 500 shares, that would be better. Or 1,000 shares, it'd be $240. So, and it would have filled. It would have filled very quickly on Tesla. Of course, they have their own dark pool with their market makers. Really, their own dark pool. Schwab does. Hasn't been going high enough for me to short it up here. I mean, it went all the way up. That's the that's the market magnet marking the high. But there's your half ATR level. I'm just waiting for a better opportunity here, guys. I almost got stung here. So that went down below 402. I was being prepared to add to it, but Tesla's like one of the worst ones to scale into because it makes such drastic moves. It's like MU. If you get it wrong, you could really get it wrong, and suddenly you're going for $100 and you're down $1,000. You know, that's, and you're going like, what happened? What happened? I didn't see those headlights. I froze. Make sure everything's working for you guys. We're 15 minutes in now, so we can start looking at others. So Nvidia's up $1. Apple's up $1. Tesla's up $1, which I'm trading. SPY overall is down $1, but the QQQ is up $1. So this is all really good. This is very consolidating numbers 15 minutes in. So I'm going to stick with this for a minute longer, and then we might take a look around. Buyers went down here with volume, so it is calling out for a short up here. I'm going to take that. I went on 404. Try to buy the bid to get out. Unless this is the beginning of a big move up, which I hope not. So I went short. I've got it at 94. Going short off the 404 and the ATR up there. So I just tried to get a small trade because it didn't recoil the way I wanted quickly. And that's why I wanted to get out, and it didn't pick me up. Should have just gone market. Again, here we go, though. Let me look at the level 2. Nope. There we go. That should pick me up now. Okay, good. All right, so now we look for it to go down. We got 41 on this one. So it may end up using this VWAP as a support, and we may have a new kind of floor here, but again, let's wait and see what it's doing here. Now that's the top of the yeah, that's the pre-market high right there. No, that's the pre-market middle. I'm sorry. There's the low, and then the high must be someplace that I don't see. I don't know, is the ATR covering it? Maybe. High's up here at 404.40. Yeah. No. Oh, we are at the high. Oh yeah, we are at the high. This is the high. I was looking at the 5 minute to determine. It's easier to read them over here. Wow, I should have definitely gone short then, again off of that level. All right, so is the quarter ATR going to be our friend? That's right here. I'm going to go in market when we get near there, being prepared for it to go back down to 402. I think if it broke the pre-market low and then 401.50, but definitely this price level, I would get out. I don't know about adding in. Very consolidating here. I want to keep this little bit of money we got. All right. That was a terrible fill on the market. Oh my God. At least 25 cents higher than when I felt I pushed that buy. There goes all my profits. Okay. So that is the pre-market low. We do not want to see it break that. Just took a little trade there. Did not wait for it to keep going because I don't know if it's gonna. But I will go short off up here though, off this if it gets up there. That's 404.40 anywhere. Wow. 403.50 in a split second. That's the one thing about Tesla is that it's not for faint of heart. 403.90 I got it at. A little lower than I would have liked to do it, to go short on, you know. So we're waiting for a breakdown, a recoil for a downward, just for a small amount. We don't need a lot here. Just make some money. All right, 78. I know there's people that are saying, well, if you just would have held it another minute, you would have had all that money. Well, this could break out in a split second like that. So take the recoil and be happy about it and just look at the next opportunity and build it up that way. You know, so Tesla's really, really good about recoiling and making money fast for you. But when it does that big move, it might move $3 and never come back to that area. So then you're just like sitting there trapped, or you just take the hit and get out. What I do a lot of times is I'll scale in by watching the level 2 and seeing like, where is its, you know, point closest to me? Can I reach there on a dip by scaling in? And you know you have a short period of time if it continues to go against you to add, to scale in, and then try to get out when it bumps, bumps down to what you're looking for, or up to what you're looking for. So it has now broken this level, so now I'm concerned about the ceiling. We do have it up here. That's what that market mag, that's marking 405.60 as its high. We got a fib and the more respectable ATR right up there. That's right from the RV strategy, and a lot of people will short right off that level. Let's keep an eye on this Scalp Pro to see what is the volume telling us inside the candles. Green is buyers, red is sellers. You can see the overall. It seems it's stronger for buyers right now. If you go back in time here, I mean, some people would call it idiotic to go short right here. But you play the retracement, you play the recoil. I mean, you could play it long. I mean, you could just play it and hope it just keeps going and you get out way higher. It might happen. I like the tortoise way, the slow. Wow. There we go. I got to take that, guys. What did it give me at 62? All right, so that broke me $100 real quick on that recoil. So I think we've made our goal here, right? So our goal is roughly 120. Yeah, so we've made the goal. Now, now if you want to keep trading this, guys, I would be careful at this level here. If you've made your goal like I just did, get out and call it a day. So let's see. I kind of would want to see if it continually rejects here. I mean, it did reject just like it should have, right at that ATR and this fib level. Double whammy to reject, but will it reject more than the end of one candle? Look at the move on the 5-minute, just very strong. Okay, 406. If it breaks 406, we got a new ball game here, and holds it. There it goes. It's not respecting the ATR for sure yet. Let's see if it falls off. It should fall off here. This should be a good short trade. I'm worried about it though, just by the way it's moving. Where's our next levels? Those are just recent levels. I don't have any big day levels up there. I mean, we may want to go long off the ATR down here. We want to go long off 406. You know, I'm just going to move on from this. This is a little harder to read because it's going straight up. So let's take a look at NVIDIA and see, because it is just grinding here. Let's see if we have some opportunities here. I'm going to try to get it up a little more than the minimum goal, which is I'm kind of at right now. But if you guys have made it and you're making your mortgage payment, I mean, maybe your mortgage payment is less than $2,200. Some people said, my mortgage payment's $4,000. I'm like, you might be living beyond your means. But I know a lot of people have that. I know people that have $20,000 a month mortgage payments. Yes, I do. And they'd rather have that than they'd rather have the money to use than pay down their house. Wow. So we got a day level being respected here. Let me see how this is moving here. 98. Okay, remember that 98 cent. Okay, so there's 10 cents. All right, so 10 cents is, with 100 shares, is $10. So we know we can make a double-digit trade on this level 2 within just seconds, which is good. So now we just got to call the right trade. So we have the volatility. Now we're at the VWAP. Is this really the bottom? Let me get a smoothing level right here. That's right. Look at how that stopped right at the day level. Yeah, and then that's the pre-market. So I'm not going to mark it right at the pre-market. Yeah, that's the middle of the pre-market. So I'm going to do a smoothing level just below it to remind me that this is probably a respected level. So you have a day, you have the pre-market middle. This is the middle of the pre-market price action. Then you have kind of a smoothing level, which is the least thing to watch. But you have the VWAP too. So you have a lot of reasons to go long here, and I am thinking about it. The spread is only 3 cents. So what did we hit down here? We hit 88 was my low that I saw. Unless it's just retracing back to the open. A lot of people like to do that, and then I'm getting in a move that's not really recoiling well. Okay, so that level, if it doesn't hold it, I'm just going to get rid of, because that's like a nothing level anyway. Yeah, we're just going to get rid of that so it doesn't confuse us. That level did nothing for us. See the price action moving in right here? That's going to pull the magnet up, most likely send this right back up. I'm going to go ahead and get in based on that and try to get a recoil here as this magnet pulls up and pulls the price up. That's what we're going for now, is a recoil up. We're not going for a lot of money here. The magnet needs to come up. That's a lot of volume coming in. There it goes. All right, now people see that data in various ways. So we need to break back through this. Now it's pulling back here, so that's not good. It usually takes about a minute for people to react on the different. This indicator is really fast. I'm just going to try to get out right there. There we go. So it was $8. I didn't really like what I saw there, so I just got out of the trade and made money doing it, but it looked like it was going to continue to dip to me. So the volume increased on the sellers, but it didn't make it to the top, which means there's a lot of buyer presence right there. We're right at this magnet. We're kind of in between these two levels, which is, we need to see what it's going to choose here. That's why one of the reasons I got out. We got a rickshaw man pattern here. Now, what I'm reading, guys, what I'm showing you is very, very short-term data. After a while, you can get used to it for scalping. It's what scalpers do. Seconds and minutes. They don't go 5s and 10s minutes much. They go seconds and minutes and try to get into these opportunities rather than the longer trades, which might be 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. Here is a level that's worth smoothing. Look at all those reversal signs on the patterns. You can see the buyers and selling, buying. Bit of a liquidity pool right there. Yeah, so that's like the low area right after the market open. So that would mean it would fully retrace. So this is going to pull the magnet down if this keeps coming across, but it faded. You can see as the sellers took over, the volume went down, except for that first candle back at 947 really hit hard going down. That's this one. Made an inverted hammer. Then we had a rickshaw man and it went right back up. With these little puppies right here. Orion's belt. Yeah, this is moving very, very slow. I'm not liking it. Let's go back and see what Apple looks like. I'm going back to Apple, guys. I know some of you just hate that I move around, but do what's working for you. Tesla seemed like it was a good deal, right? Now, I'm not opposed to going short bias. It did say that Apple was supposed to go long today, though. What do we got here? Now that we're zooming in, there's our pre-market. Is that our pre-market low? Yes, it is. There's our pre-market low. I have not seen these bias labels turn on yet, and it's, oh yes, we got a day up over here. Finally, something's showing up biased. It's saying Tesla's going to go up. Oh, and then down on Palantir. Okay, so the labels are triggering. saying the day, overall day is going to go down. If you want to do a swing based on that data, if you want to do a swing based on Tesla, overall data says it's going to go up. And really, that's one of the reasons that the whole thing wanted to be created, was more for swing traders than that. But we do have the 1 hour here, the 1 hour one that it's, I haven't seen it kick in. Yeah, so we got support on the pre-market low there. Broke the fib, but then the pre-market low supported it. That's also 257.50. Let's see if it's made a bottom and we can get a channel here. I like the fact that 259 is a serious channel here. See how it just stopped there? I mean, right at that level. So we'll mark that so I don't miss it. And then the fib held it for quite a bit. Many taps here, and then it broke it. And then finally, as the stop loss almost, you had your pre-market hold it and turn it around. This is a good sign to possibly trade this stock in a few minutes when we get some more verification. Hood's down $2. I was thinking about going to Hood today, but it's down $2, so probably not. Intel's supposed to go down, but it's up $1. Some of these, you know, have more volume than others that I would look at for volatility purposes. Oh boy. Got involved in household chores this morning from like 5 a.m. on and didn't go work out. I got to work out after in between trading sessions here. Somebody wanted me to do my morning routine in trading, but it's pretty boring. I mean, I can set this up in like, especially since I have other people doing it in other areas, but you know, 20 to 30 minutes, set it up and just be ready to trade, ready to go live, you know, at 9 a.m. and start telling you guys. If I wasn't talking to you guys, I would just start setting it up at around 9, which is East Coast time, the New York Stock Exchange of the United States, and be ready to trade within a half hour. So it's kind of a boring routine. There's not much to tell you. And then I will trade 2 to 3 sessions, sometimes 4, throughout the day, depending on who I'm quarterbacking for. All right, what is that price level? That's just a smoothing level? It meant nothing. I'm going to get rid of it right now. So there's the quarter ATR. Remember, those levels I draw, you know, it's like the day trading volume 1. Respect them till you don't. In other words, if they don't, you know, hit and make any kind of a stop and consolidation, then just get rid of them. They're not helping you. We need a consistent reaction off of a level, and then we can trust it until you don't. Okay, here we go. Where's our high? Up here. Way up there. Nope. Market magnet should be marking this as the high. Did it poke up there and I don't see the wick? Yeah, I think I would go short off this level right here. That's the center of the pre-market data right there, right around, or 259.50 if it keeps going up. Very slow. Let me see. I haven't checked this recently. Okay, just got the 10 cents. It was barely making it there. This is a little slower than Tesla, for sure. All right, so we're going to try to catch a recoil as it goes up in here, if it makes it up here. Oh, it's rejecting off the 259 level. It did that earlier here. A couple times tapped it, made a bit of a flat top and did not break out. You can see it here on the 5 minute. Is that it? So it did make a high. It did make a higher high from here, not from there though. So the 5 minute didn't really. I mean, it kind of. I guess you could call that a higher high on that little move, you know. So will it keep going up? Would that really? I was gauging that to see should I go long down here? Is it moving up? You know, and taking its sweet time to do it. Getting a little bit of a bull flag forming. Wow, look at it Palantir, huh? I guess they feel it's reached its level. Everything's kind of compressing right now. Yeah, Nvidia's right at almost, 40 cents from its open. MU's up to 406. Keep going, baby. Get up into the 20s. I think I set my one account to sell at 419 on that, which would be a huge profit. I think it's like 15 or 18K on that one if that goes. Because I kept adding to it because it went all the way down to 369. I couldn't believe how low it went down. I'm like, you're not going to fool me. I'm getting in. But I couldn't on this account because I'm at high margin. This is just a $43,000 account, so I was at high margin, the end of my margin here on this one. So I'm holding it, and I can't. I think I set it at 429 for a much smaller profit on this one. It's just 100 shares I'm holding on this one. Is this going to make a bull flag? Can't go down to like, if it breaks the VWAP down here, then this is the pole, and that's the flag. Bull flags, 82% accurate according to the candlestick pattern playbook, which I highly respect. You got the VWAP here that's kind of making the end of the flag too, so. We don't want it to break that, and then I'll go in on the second green going up. Second green candle going up, I would go in. So it's a new floor if that happens. But it's just about to break it. So I would say that level right there is where you don't want it to break, which is 58.33. So it's right there to not making itself a flag. There it goes. So it's going to close. Oh, it's got 20 seconds to close. It's still going down, so we need a green candle to form. This closes here, and then the next green candle would be the time to go up according to the strategy of trading patterns within a intraday chart. Okay, so that's the flag. I think it's okay to call it a flag. It's all about what other traders call it. That's what it is, right? There's no, if they all say it's close enough, then that's what we want to trade with the crowd on these types of things. So we also broke a 5 minute right when that happened, and everything's green. So this is a good sign that this will close green and the next one will go green, and we want it to, yeah. So it looks like it's stopping at the VWAP and turning around. So let's just wait a little bit. It would be a little bit bigger move we would play. We don't want it to go too far right now. Yeah, it's taking away all of our profit right now before it even initiates that it's a flag. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna chase it up because of the because of what it's saying it is here, so I'm going for it. I got it at 80 cents, which is pretty high, but I'm going for the bull flag move. 82% accurate, so we would say that it should go up to 58. Well, only about 50 cents from here, so what I'm at, wow, I'm actually at near the end of what its move would be, so that I didn't actually look at that. That's too bad. This needs to go green, or we no longer have a bull flag. Oh my God. Yeah, I went in high, and the pattern wasn't quite as good as I thought when I did the math on it. As far as how much to get out, I should have got out almost where I got in because it had already done the whole move. That's okay. It looked like it wants to help me out here. Wow, that was a nice little push there, huh? I'm gonna go short. Pick me up. I'm going for a recoil down now. Tried to get out quick, $60. You can see the RSI said it was overbought. That's the buy sell oscillator telling us to go back down. This is why these are designed for the prop firms, because they just say, like, do that. You don't have to figure it out on your own. Now, you could have an RSI indicator that'll have, you know, a solid line and then a gray line that moves before it, and then it tells you, you know, as it goes, crosses it, whether it's overbought or oversold. This is set actually a little tighter for scalping large cap, so the data is a little different, and it just gives you an arrow rather than having to keep glancing down. It's all about what do you see right here, you know, like can you you know, catch this and this together with your eye back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you know. Well, we have a pretty good crowd today, but not overwhelming. We always have my Zoom people, not to knock my great streamers. Tesla still says day up over here, but boy, look at that move on Tesla, huh? Holy crap. I got to get a look at Apple here in a little bigger picture here. So we're right here. So just yesterday it was all the way up there to 261. Here's kind of one of our pre-market levels here. And you can see at the open it touched that. It's just the middle of the pre-market there. Just make a note of it, guys, so I can see a possible rejection area. If I get into a trade, I need to know if I'm going to average in more or does not have a defined channel for me. I thought maybe it was going to make one here, but it kind of went a little high there. Anywhere down near the VWAP, I will go long. Roughly breaks the 59, goes down below, not the 59, it breaks down here to like the 2. Right now we're at 60 something, so it's getting actually close to where I would buy. Spread's so low that I'll just go and mark it if it gets down to like the 44, anywhere in the 40 cent area here, you know, in the 40s. I would probably get in and be prepared for it to go down a little bit more. Possibly add to the scale in if it goes down. Down to the quarter ATR. It's making me want to buy here, you know, which is the kiss of death if it, but it seems like it's stopped right there at that level yet again. This level is annoying that it's working so well. Annoying that I didn't call it. Which line is that? That's level 2. Oh, so level 2 is from a previous day. Previous day's abrupt turnaround. Tesla stopped down there at the quarter ATR and just it's probably consolidating the heck out of itself. Palantir seems to have found a bottom. This is where I jumped in before, close to the, thinking that this was the, yeah, this was the, was this it where I jumped in before? This was the bull flag, or, yeah, this is where I jumped in before, down here. And then it hurt me before it went up, right? Off this bull flag. I thought I got it like the 80 cents. Yeah, I got it into here, like right at that wick. And it was like, that's where I needed to profit. And indeed, it, but then it went up afterwards if I held it a little longer. Yeah, you look at this level here on this chart, it doesn't seem too great, but it's obviously from a previous day. Okay, that's the MACD sending it down. EMI crossovers honed, you know, fine-tuned for scalping. So you don't have to read the convergence divergence chart. You just get an arrow. I'll enter into that and exit off of the RSI. I have more respect to enter off the MACD. Like if the MACD popped up long right here, I'd be more inclined to break the 259, you know, to try for it. We definitely made our goal and then some. I think we're close to 200 today. Let's take a look. So Apple, oh no, because the part of the money was on Apple that I counted. So you got 60, and then what was our other Tesla, right? So Tesla's 103, so that's 163. Is that the only two we traded? Maybe that's the only two. Do we have an NVIDIA? Oh no, we have $8 on NVIDIA. I am now missing this trade. Hang on. Let me go back to green. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to sell right there as it goes up. We're looking for a recoil now. That's at the top of the. No, that's the middle section of the pre-market data. I've got it at 38 cents. We're looking for it to drop back down toward that 259, closer to that. Seems like it wants to go up if you look at the Scalp Pro. I tried to just catch a small, like $9 there. $8 I think I got. Because it looked like it was going to go up, and indeed it's what's happening. So remember, I was on a short there, so I didn't want to overstay my welcome. Don't want it to break out up here because I don't have enough. I don't have a ceiling anymore. Yeah, this middle pre-market level should turn it around, or we have a problem reading this for a bit. Again, even when it goes against you, you get that recoil. You just can't get greedy with the recoil. Take that $8, that $12, that $20. Take it. Don't wait for a $100 move, because it's not the essence of the strategy. Yes, you might be leaving money on the table. You might also have a huge loss. So Move like the tortoise, not the hare. You'll get there. You'll get to the goal. And you've been very, very happy and proud of yourself if that happens. People just trying to make $50 a day will struggle for years and then give it up and lose like $100,000 trying to do that. So if you can get anywhere near what we're doing right now, you should be patting yourself on the back. I mean, this is like a big deal to even get green. But to make over $100, it's like huge. Don't get all, depressed watching these people, real or not, what they show on YouTube. Just how many are there? Is there 10, 20? Maybe you see 50 people making a profit out of 10 million people. So yeah, they are not the norm. So if you can do it, you're way up there with elite status and making any money on a continual basis. So you really should be walking around with your chest out like you are a big deal. Maybe not for all of you, it depends on your bra size, but you walk around proud is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I was watching the, what was that movie where it's, they're in Germany, but they rewrite the history where they machine gun down Hitler in the theater. I want to say Fury, but that's not it. The guy with the baseball bat and stuff. What is that called? Anyway, the guy, the Hans or whatever, I love I want to make it his saying where he goes like, when they have a deal for him to get out of Germany and, make lots of money in America by turning into a trader, he goes, "That's a bingo." Is that how you say it? Bingo's just fine. That's such a great movie. I wish I could remember the name of it right now. Is it Rotten Bastards or something like that? Something like that. Something Bastards, right? Quentin Tarantino, he gets those movies. Okay, guys, looking to go long down here. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Yeah, I'm going to try to get a retrace up. It might keep going down a bit, but I think it'll go back up if it does, so I'll add to it. So let's see. Remember, if you've made your money, stop. I've got it at 58. It's up to 65 on the ask. Can we get it up a little higher, guys? Let's get another green candle. Oh, no, that's not good data. That's not good data. We don't want to see that. Kind of matters what's going to happen here. I mean, the volume went way down with the sellers, but it did pretty high on it. But it needs to turn around right now to make me feel more comfortable. And it's all about me feeling comfortable. That's a bingo. The crowd grew hush. Geez, can you go any slower, Apple? I feel the moss growing on my butt. Here we go. Okay. There's a rickshaw man reversal at the bottom of that. This candle says it all. Let's try to get it right there. All right. 89. There we go. That's a bingo. I finally had a reason to say it. Okay, guys, I got to call it on this for me. I would still think about, let me go take a look at Tesla for you before we move on. If this is a hard ceiling here, though, I would look at Apple in between the pre-market levels. But let's get a look at Tesla before I take off to see if it's, now again, riskier, so lower share size if you're going to trade. I just want to see if there's data here for us. Yeah, so we did break 200, right? We've got Tesla's the other. So no, we were on Tesla. So Tesla and then Apple. 80. So that's, and then wasn't there another one? Oh no. NVIDIA. Well, we're right at 200. Okay, close. I may add to that later. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's get a look at this. So, wow, it's holding the quarter ATR. It's all about historical data, guys. What do we got here for ceilings and floors? It's like taking candy from a baby if you get it right. Not that you should do that. All these traders are stealing candy now. The professor said it's not too easy. All right. MACD sent it down at a reversal sign right here. Doji, Rickshaw Man, right at this quarter level. It is fading. Where are we on the market open? The market open way over here. Let me just mark that real quick. I'll make that a weird color so I remember. I'll make that like pink. Oh, it broke the open. Broke the level. So here's our possible support now, which is the middle of the pre-market. That's the dead average middle. It is saying that this is up for the day down here. Yeah, here it is right up here. So it is working on this. Wow, will that turn it around? That would be nice if it does. Let me get a look at this. Wow, recoil is amazing. It was 15 cents in a split second. If the market entry doesn't kill you. So it definitely turned around there like it should. Will it hold it? Yeah, it broke that fib level and that core. This was a great resistance level. We wanted to get back above that. You know, support level as it was coming down. Now it's a resistance level. We love to see it get back up there, and then we have some, you could maybe between the VWAP and the, look at that. Geez, the VWAP would have been perfect, right? That's the channel we want. Get back up here. Then you have like your stop loss way up here. Remember, depending on your share size, it's not going to hold it. No, so this is why Tesla can just do this sometimes. So right now, I would not trade Tesla if I was you guys. Yeah, boom. Could have killed you if I went on. I thought about going in there as a last trade here, but it needs to find a bottom here, guys, before you start to trade it. So I wouldn't trade this yet. Let me see if I can find another one for you before I go. Let's take a look at AMD. Yeah, just walk away if the setup's not there, because there's another stock that has the setup just perfect for you. You just got to find it. It's one of these large caps, and it's screaming to be found. Yep, see how it's resting along the middle? What do we got for level 2 before I go any further? Okay, that's enough. Let's see here. It's not like Tesla, but it's enough. It's a little faster than Apple was moving. Let's get a closer look here. Really respected that level. See if it fades off this VWAP and the 204 level. This might be your channel for this. That's a pretty big channel too. Yeah. Well, I guess not. Yeah. Wait, no, 204. Yeah, it's at least $1 channel. So this is sending it down. So this is where you'd want to, at the 204, you'd want to go short in anticipation, because you got the VWAP right there too. Let's see if it goes high enough to try a trade here. I would take a short up here near the VWAP, which is just at the 204 level or a little bit above. But see, it's going to fade off before it, I think. Yeah, it's rejecting off of it already. That's why sometimes you just get in and scale in if it goes against you. Always keeping in mind your max loss. Yep, it's rejecting. Definitely these are recoil. You can even see on the candlestick the recoil opportunities. Even if it keeps going up, you know, if you went short, you already had your recoil. That's what you're looking for. Just get out on the recoil. Don't wait for the whole move. Just get out when you got the money. Then do it again. Definitely AMD seems like it wants to reclaim. What's overall data say? Yeah, SPY's going back up. NVIDIA's up now quite a bit. MU's up to, yeah, so this is 411. So this should be going up. This should be recovering, which it's starting to do. So I don't think this recovery is going to stop. I think it's going to keep going up. So be careful going short. It is long biased on both day and hour. Let's look for a good dip here. God, if I can get lucky to get near the 203. I'm going to go in, guys. I don't think it's going to keep going down. So I went ahead and took this trade, took a chance, not waited for the low that it might go to, because I think it's going to go up. That's my take on it. And if it keeps going down, I can add to the position and make more money as it recoils up. See if I can get a double digit on this recoil. I'm at 33. I'll try to get out on the ass so I actually make the money. There it is. Next swale, should you pick it up? Ah, it had to get past 232 shares before it got to my 100. There it goes. So now I know I'm over 200. So yeah, I believe you should do this long biased if you're still watching. And yeah, now I'm over time. So okay, guys, we will see you in the morning. I hope you're doing well. Give me some feedback how you're doing. Email. I know I get a lot of emails. It's good on the chat too. All right, be careful out there and go green, guys. See you soon.